Hello everybody, it's Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com. Thank you guys so much for joining me for today's Tuesday tip. Hey, today we're going to be talking about one of the little hidden gems in the annual catalog. Maybe you've seen it. It's on page 197. This is the Heirloom frame dies and embossing folders. Guys, we're going to talk a little bit more about how these work. They're fantastic, and I think you're going to be surprised how many things this little set can do. I'm excited to share with you some of the tips I've learned in using this set. Let's get started. So as I mentioned, this one is a little bit different to Stampin' Up because this is the first time that they've offered both framelits and embossing folders together. And you can see we've got an oval and an oval die, a really beautiful frame. And then we have a rectangle frame and a die that goes with it. But guess what? This one goes even a little bit further than that. You can also purchase the Woven Heirlooms stamp set and these pieces together. It comes as a bundle, and you'll find that on page 14 of the annual catalog. Now, let's go ahead. Today, we're just going to be talking about all the great things we can do with the embossing folders and with the dies. So let's get started. We're going to start with the oval. I have a piece of cardstock. I'm using Blushing Bride today, and it's cut 4 inches by 5 inches. You see, we have just enough room to die cut this. Now, I want you to know we're going to lose this oval here in the center. We're going to have a great little leftover piece we can use on something else, but just be aware that we're going to cut out a shape exactly like this. So let me go run this through my die cutting machine, and there you can see, there's my scrap. There's the center I told you it would cut out. Now, to pop this out, we have 4 little holes, and those are set in the die, and I can just give those a little push. You can use your paper piercing tool. I like to use my Take Your Pick tool. You see that loosens it up, and it comes right out. I've got a great oval like this, but now we're going to emboss it. And to do that, we're going to place it inside the embossing folder, and you can see I can just center that up, get it all lined up. And before I run this through, if you are a Big Shot user, I want to share with you how to run it through. We're going to take the thin die adapter out. It's too thick for this. So I'm going to place, so there's my Big Shot platform. I'm going to make sure I have that centered because it moved as I was working. The new embossing folders from Stampin' Up! Are going to need a shim. Now, we carry an actual shim that is the same size as your folders, or actually a little bit bigger. But guess what? I found my silicone craft mat to be perfect. And you know what? I use it for a lot of other things, so it saves me money to use something that I already have. So you can see I just placed it right on there. If you didn't catch that, that's 1 cutting plate. So Big Shot platform, embossing folder with the cardstock in the middle, my silicone craft sheet, and then a cutting plate. Now let's run that through. And let me show you what we get. Look at that gorgeous texture. I'm going to zoom in so you can see. Isn't it beautiful? This is going to look great on my card. Now, I can leave it like this, and it is gorgeous. But hey, this is a tip video, so let's share some things that we can do to make this pop even more. As I said, this was Blushing Bride, so I'm going to come in with my Blushing Bride ink pad. I'm going to use a sponge dauber, but guys, just a stamping sponge would work as well. I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to get just a little bit of that off. I do that so I don't get too heavy, but you can see I'm just going to gently add that ink. Again, can you see how the image now is just popping right off? So we can keep doing that. You can swirl, you can rub back and forth. If you want more, go a little heavier, but remember, you can't take it away. So it's best to start off with a light texture, go a little bit harder, a little bit firmer pressure as you go around. We want to take it nice and slow, but can you see how beautiful that is? There it is, all nicely sponged. How about we use this on a card? You can see I've stamped with the Woven Heirloom stamp set. Now I'm going to add a couple daisies from Daisy Lane. And I've simply just layered 2 together. So this is 6 flowers all together. This last one I'm going to add with a Stampin' Dimensional. Oh, and did you notice this? Let me show you how I did that. That was done with the detailed trio punch. You can see I punched the little floral image, and then we have a corner rounder. So I was able to kind of soften up the edges of my card as well. Now we're going to bring in the rectangle, and I thought I'd shake things up a little bit. How about some copper foil? I thought this might be a beautiful design done in copper. My foil is cut 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and you can see my die is going to fit perfectly there. Just like we did before, we're going to run that through our die cutting machine first before we run it through the embossing folder. And you'll notice we have a wonderful little rectangle that's going to cut out of the center. We can use that on another project. You've already seen this technique. We're going to do it again. So let's go ahead and emboss and see what happens when we emboss this copper foil with that frame. All right, let's see what we got. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Oh, that is just going to be a wow on a card for sure. Now you can see what it looks like on a finished card. I just added some pretty peacock, some of the designer series paper, and of course some stamping with the woven heirloom stamp set. Here is another fun trick for you. This one, you can see I used the oval die. You could do this with a rectangle as well, but don't think you have to stop with these 2 embossing folders. Oh, nay, nay. This one I did with the wood planks embossing folder. And then I used a stamping sponge with some crumb cake ink. Isn't that beautiful? And again, any color is going to be great with this. And might I just add, any embossing folder is going to be great with these shapes. So, like I said, don't think you need to stop with these. This set is going to offer you so much more. Hey, how about one last little trick? Here's a fun one. I've taken one of our note cards. These are our note cards and envelopes. And guys, I'm just going to place that folder, place my cardstock right inside the folder. Let's run that through. Remember to use that shim. And yes, now I have a nice embossed note card. And remember that little piece that I cut? Yeah, I think I could add that to the center as well. Wait. I came up with one more idea. I thought I better show this one to you. I don't know if you can see it, but this one I decided to emboss on vellum. Ooh, is it pretty. I'm going to, again, zoom in. I want you to see the detail in the vellum. I just stamped on the front with some pretty peacock ink. And then in that stamp set, we have a really great little border that's just a really nice rough texture. I just stamped that around the edges. There you go. I told you there's a lot that you can do with this set. I got to tell you, I think that copper foil, and of course that'll work with any foil, is such a wow. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love, well, and I must admit, I think on vellum, it leaves a really beautiful impression as well. I hope that you enjoyed today's video and enjoyed the cards. Hey, if you want to see more details about my cards today, here's where you can find all the information. Go to simplysimplestamping.com. Just look for the August 20th, 2019 blog post. That's where I'll have these cards, and I'll have all the details you need to know. And if you're ready to order the heirloom frame dies and embossing folders, it's so easy. Just look for the picture, click a pic. It'll take you right to my online store. You can order what you need there. Guys, I would be so honored to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Be sure to check out simplysimplestamping.com and place your order there. I would truly appreciate it. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up on YouTube. That's always appreciated. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would love to have you as a subscriber to my channel. It's so easy. You can't miss that great big red button that says subscribe on it. Click it and YouTube will let you know whenever I'm back with a new video. Guys, thank you again for being here. I hope you have a fabulous day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.